had an interview in a little while, so we thought we'd come in.
Nearly a year.
Yeah,
nearly a year since we did this.
No, I think it was. Yeah, it was the beginning of the year.
There.
So, and we thought it's getting close to Christmas and the New Year. And we've had so many messages of people just wanting motivation and inspiration coming to the New Year. I'm actually standing on my tippy toes. This is me without heels on. Obviously, I don't have heels in the snow. I'm so short. I'm like a head compared to Julius. So we're super excited to be back interviewing again. We have got thousands and thousands and thousands of inspirational stories of mums and dads and men and women from all over the world that have transformed their life and their weight. And for a lot of people, it's not even about weight, but it's just about feeling happy and getting a grasp and a good hold of your life again and really being motivated and happy. So for us, I think every day we just get excited to wake up and see another person happy and excited about their life and embracing their body and their kids again, and their relationship is just firing and happy and exciting. So we're super excited to interview another amazing, incredible mum today. All right. So Katharina, can you tell us how you first found us and what sort of pivoted you forward to want to make a change with yourself?
So I take the train every day to go to work. In that time, a year ago, so I had enough time to stream Facebook, for instance, and you popped up with this famous photo where you're sitting with the green top, and we see all your stretch marks. And I said, "Oh wow, this woman is incredible." And I was reading text, and I just signed in like that. It was just like, I like the way you explained your things, your journey. I really enjoyed that. And I just jumped in like that, and I started the very next day.
And did you have a detox period? So did you have ups and downs, or did you just go for it?
No, I think it's a little bit maybe a regional thing. Here in Switzerland, we are, sorry for that, but we are very aware of how we eat, and I think we are not that used to go every day to a drive-through or stuff like that. So I was always used to eat healthy. That's not the point. It was not really, I didn't need really a detox because I never did really
eat bad food.
Sugar, or just donuts and stuff like that. But it was rather to, zijn me witte beest zo bewust laten. Sorry, this is Swiss German.
Sorry, all right. It's kind of basically being aware of what you eat and what it could do for you.
What can I do better? Even better. Even if we always did eat very well, just to become aware again very much. And then, I had to. What I was interested for mostly is how to train. Because I was always training in a fitness center on my workplace, but obviously not the right way, or I don't know. And this was also to adjust. And I like the idea of having just a 15-minute workout, because I was on research to have something super effective, and not because I'm lazy, but I ran out of time.
Like most people.
You have to squeeze it in all the time, and I was on research of something super effective. And here it was. I mean, you don't need to think, you just do it, and fine, perfect.
Yeah, I think that's for a lot of people. They don't mean to be lazy. It's not like you deliberately feel like being lazy. It's just time gets in the way, and you just are focused on work or your kids, and everything gets out of control. So it's about getting that focus again. So I'm so glad that you did it. You did it so well. And the thing that I love most that you told us, which I think is so important for us to share, is we share transformations all the time on our page, as everyone knows. And I've had my transformation, and Julius has had his transformation, but sometimes you just resonate with somebody. So all of our mums and dads all over the world love to share their before and afters, whether they're anonymous or not, because one person, you'll just gravitate. There'll be just their story. Maybe they'll look similar. And you really gravitated towards when we posted Sandy, Sandy's in her 50s and she's blonde and she's just beautiful. And when I read that, I was just so excited because Sandy sent us her photos and said, please share them. I really just hope that I can inspire one other mum around the world to change her life. And for so many mums, they don't realize the impact they're having just by straightening out their own life, just by getting their own life sorted and going, here, share my photos. So Sandy is going to be over the moon excited.
Have you told her?
Have you?
Have you spoken to her on the group?
No, because I don't think she's around with those people I chat around at the time. So no, I've sort of never met her. No.
Yeah. So her and her husband Charlie, he kind of followed her lead, and she's living the best life, and she just has transformed her life. So now, knowing that she's helped someone else, she wouldn't even know this. She'll be watching this now, going, "Oh my God, I helped that one out there." So thank you for sharing that. It just made me really excited. So for any mum out there or dad out there that are feeling yucky, you really do just give them the possibility that it doesn't have to be that way, that you don't have to be depressed, that you don't have to be sad. Life's meant to be fun. And I mean, you do skydiving. Tell us about that. Did you skydive before the program or after?
Yeah, I did. I started 5 years ago, and I jumped in this man here. Come on, a little closer to me.
Introduce your sexy partner.
This is the love of my life, Phil, and I jumped right in his arms, sort of. This was skydiving was also a life changer for me. I'm not a very hysterical person, you know. I'm not on those don't tell them anything. No, but you know those guys, they are on the concerts. I'm not that sort of woman. I'm not.
So you guys skydive together? You jump out together?
Well, I had the pleasure of being her instructor, so
okay.
I kind of had to hold on to her to make sure she would make it down.
You have to keep her alive.
She did.
So I have a question about this.
Sure.
See this photo here? Who's actually riding who?
Okay, she's riding a good friend of ours. Okay, the one with the yellow helmet, this is
Khaleesi, because I'm a dragon rider. That's why my name on Facebook is Khaleesi.
And the dragon is a good friend of ours. The dragon's a good friend of ours. I took her on the ride.
So what do you do here? So you jump out with the person in the red, and then
you just ride on the back. Yeah, you just ride on the back on his wingsuit.
This is a wingsuiter. So we are rather flying
than falling.
And
what a thrill.
This is my best friend for skydiving. He's also my instructor for wingsuiting. And then we made some crazy stuff together just because it's fun.
Wow.
It's our bucket list item to do this. And for anyone that has gone into skydiving before, you've got to be under 100 kilos. And Julius is extremely tall and has a lot of muscle. So for him to get below 100 kilos, he's got to get really lean. And I'm like, stop eating. We want to do it.
The 100 kilo mark is basically one for safety reasons for the canopy and the material.
Yeah.
But very often people that are above 100 kilos tend to have space in the wrong place. Now your hubby doesn't look like he's got the weight at the wrong place. So he's fit, he's in good shape.
Good. I do.
I think he's just making it as an excuse. So you think that it's only really about being overweight, because we tried to do it in Dubai and they said no, they just kind of were like under 100 kilos. So I'm like, okay, you've got to diet more. So I think
yes, if they say they have a policy, then that's their policy, and unfortunately they won't change it. There are drop zones that will look at you and says, okay, you seem like you're in good shape, you're fit, and then it depends on what kind of canopies they have. They have to be big enough to have the load to carry both and be safe.
So we can come and do it with you then. That's perfect.
I was saying, in case you find a drop zone where they take also Julius with, we fly with you to film you.
Right.
Wow. I'll stay on the bottom and film. Sounds great. Perfect plan.
He'll do it.
Catch you at
That's
the
very
bottom.
cool.
Well, you can always come as a passenger and watch us jump out, and then you land with the plane again. That's the other option. So you had kind of, night sightseeing, and then you have you still see your honey landing safe and sound, and it's going to be best ever afterwards. Don't know what, but it's going to be best ever.
Skydiving was also a life changer for me because you have to think out of your box. You think, oh, I can't. You can do anything. It's just you have to screw out your head, put it here under the arm, and just do things. Don't think, just do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think
stuff like that is like the same as you always repeat, like a mantra. Just do it. Don't think about I bought the program 2 months ago. Yeah, just do it. Don't think.
Yeah.
That's what I liked when Sandy said, however I slept, how tired I was, I just followed the program. This was exactly me. So this was also the point because it was so easy to follow the program. So that's the same thing. So skydiving is a makeover of your brain and how you should do things.
Yeah, and I feel like
I matched a lot with what you said or what you try to teach people out.
Yeah, exactly. And Sandy, you said that didn't matter what the day, and you wrote this down, didn't matter, she would not go to bed until she's done her exercise for the day. And that was just a discipline she gave herself for 8 weeks. And it's the same with pretty much everyone that achieves the goals they want to achieve on the program, is they create that new discipline for themselves, a non-negotiable discipline that their health is priority. And then what happens, it doesn't even become about the weight anymore. It becomes about achieving so much in your life, like doing things like skydiving and having these new adventures and understanding that anything is possible. And I think for so many, they really don't think that. And that's the place they're in.
I think a lot of people, I mean, we're always trained to be right. In school, you always have to be right with everything. It's either right or wrong. And then that kind of restricts you from actually making decisions and just taking a chance out of the fear of you've got to know, and knowing really isn't doing. So, I mean, it's so good that you just put your head into it and you said, it's easier too. Don't you find it easier if you just do what you're told to do and then you don't have to overthink everything?
That's the next point, of course. I mean, normally, you know that best. Normally, you have to make decisions the whole day. Yeah. What could we cook? What should we eat? Who is going when for grocery?
Yeah.
So I just took out my plan. Okay, today I have 2. Perfect. My shopping list, I ate for weeks. Always the same thing in the morning for snacking. I didn't have to think. I just bought always the same thing. I just cooked always the same thing. Perfect. For once, someone took like something over. Even if a big part, I mean, eating is important, but still, this was super easy for me because I work at 100% and a very tough job. So this was just heaven. I didn't have to think about stuff like that. It takes time.
Yeah. If you want, but anyone out there listening right now, if you want to lose weight, the one major feedback we get from every single mum and dad on the program is keep it simple. I know some people like variety, but when you start to complicate things, create too many recipes and have all this variety and different ingredients, it becomes overwhelming and you end up just quitting. So to start with, if you just keep things simple and have the same meals every single day, you might only do that for a week and then switch it, but just keep it simple for yourself. And that is what was your success, right? Just keeping it simple.
It is.
We see it all the time. And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's in both ways because I guess when this year I made also a further education. I was really tough besides the 100% job. And so also as I didn't fuss with food, so my body was not, like disturbed by having once like this, stuff like that. I was just eating always the same thing. I had I didn't need to eat for the body in sort of, but I had a lot of brain work. So I had to really be concentrated all the time. I was at work at least 9 hours a day. and I came home for just an hour break, and then again 2 to 3 hours studies. So I needed food for my brain. So as I ate always the same thing, I didn't.
Well, the body basically didn't have to adjust to new food. He basically was used to what he was getting, exactly. And that's what he needed, what the body needs anyway. And I guess that was the support. But I just want to blend in real quick, if I may. You know, the good thing that you're bringing up to is that people don't have to be perfect, and very often that's the only thing they see is what they're not perfect at. And instead of seeing their success in small steps, they want to basically do it overnight, which is not going to work.
Yeah, you're very wise.
Emphasizing to have patience, and you know, it's not going to take a week. It's not going to take 2 weeks. It's going to take a little bit longer. So give yourself the time and be patient with yourself. Is very often what I found to be the part where people fail is they don't have the patience with themselves to wait till the success actually sets in.
Yeah, so true.
And a lot of that also, we can nearly guarantee who's not going to make a success of their program. And it's the person that comes in questioning everything. Why this? Why that? I read this, I read that. Like, questions are good if you're clarifying stuff for your own mind. But for the people who are starting, you could just tell someone who's always spending all that time almost trying to second guess things that are working for someone else to
trying to find a problem.
Yeah, just to justify why they can't do it. If they do, instead of thinking, just go and get a skydive instructor and put your energy into that.
Yeah, we'll
and then lose the weight as well.
We should include skydiving to your program. We would do that part, for instance.
I think if we're down in Australia, for a few minutes
there. Awesome. Have you got anything you'd like to share with anyone out there that's in a bad place, or they're maybe falling on and off the bandwagon all the time? You know, all the excuses are just going over and over and over, and they've got 1,000 excuses. I'd love to know your advice for them.
Why do you try? Don't try. Just do it. And stop arguing. I'm tired of listening to the long list of points why you can't do it. I'd like to know why you can do it. And that is something, this matrix goes for everything. So this is a mindset, and I think that's the main point. That is also what you are highlighting all the time, is it's a mindset. When you eat well, you feel well, your mind is well, your soul is well. So as I grow older, I can stand out rather less all these, you say, I can't, that's because of this. Just do it, and you will see, you will have a successful experience, and this success is important. It's like when you were skiing the other day and you guys were, I did, oh my God, these poor guys. 5 little ones going to ski. I mean, it's well known in Switzerland. That's why I told you, oh my gosh.
Yeah. People that have those excuses and have a list of why they can't, they end up doing it in the end, eventually. So why not skip the 6 months or 12 months or 2 years it's taken you and just do it? Like, whatever you are procrastinating on or with excuses, it doesn't even have to do with health. It can be anything.
Anything.
It will ripple effect across your life.
Make an excuse, you usually hate yourself for it anyway. So save the stress.
An excuse is honestly
into skydiving.
Yeah, and an excuse is just a regret at the end of your life. So if you look back on your life and you're 90 years old or whatever age is old to you, you might be 100. An excuse that you've had throughout your life is just a regret. So rather than have an excuse, work a way around it. So maybe you can't have that meal that you wanted. You could maybe switch it to something else, or you can't do the big long workout, or you want to go for a run and you can't do that. Then do 20 squats or something else instead. Switch it up, and there's always a way around it. There's always a way around an excuse. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on and taking time out of your day on a Sunday to come and speak to us. We're so grateful. We can't wait to get to Switzerland and meet you guys. It's on our bucket list next year, 100%. So we're super pumped.
We can make
So nice to meet you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.